Suppose you and your sister decide to go to the different banks for the purpose of having a own savings bank account. You go to the bank A and your sister goes to bank B. Both have started with 1000 as principal amount, but to the different banks, bank A and bank B. But after 2 years, you are fully surprised because when after 2 years you have only 1200 rupees, your sister has 1210 rupees. And also after 3 years, when you have 1300 rupees, your sister has 1331 rupees. After second year, why the extra 10 rupees your sister has or your sister is given by the bank B, or after the 3 year, why the extra 31 rupees is given by the bank B to your sister? Why not to you? Why not bank A provides you this 10 rupees and 31 rupees? You are fully confused about it. Then you simply go to your sister and ask her what is the reason behind extra 10 and 31 rupees that she has got from the bank, but why not you? Then she told you with a great smile, that is, you have to learn the chapter simple interest and compound interest, and what is the basic difference between this. So hello guys, in this video or in this content we are just trying to express the basic idea of compound interest, the basic difference between simple interest and compound interest. If you already have a good confidence about it, then you no need to watch this video, you should go to the next module. First of all, I am totally speechless. How can I express my story with lots and lots of sadness? And the story is, I asked a little money from my father yesterday. I go to my father and I told him, hey dad, please give me a little amount of money, I need it. My father told me, I will give you exactly the 10% of your money that you are having right now in your pocket. The same dialogue. And I am having only 200 rupees. So the father calculated with lots of happiness. Wow, only 200. So it is, then I have to give only 20 rupees to you. Then father happily gave me 20 rupees. So now tell me, what can I do in this 20 rupees? So then I again went to my mom and I said, hey mom, can you give me some money? I need it. My mom gave me the same dialogue which was given by my father. I will give you exactly 10% of your money that you had beginning in your pocket before anything is given by your father. So before my father's contribution, I only had 200 rupees, right? So then my mom said, okay, so before giving your father, you only had 200 rupees. So that means my mom again calculated with lots of happiness and happily gave me 20 rupees. So now tell me what I can do in 40 rupees. Hardly a chocolate or coffee, whatever. Okay. So now I will tell you the same story with a different dialogue. And the dialogue is like that. The same thing happened. I go to my father, father gave me the dialogue, everything. But when I go to my mom told me, in that way, I will give you exactly 10% of the money that you are having right now in your pocket. But the thing is, after giving my father, I do not have only 200. I have exactly 220. Now here is a twist. So then my mother cannot give me only 20 rupees because the 10% of 220 is not 20 rupees. So my mom calculated with a happiness. So because the money is very little, 220. So the 10% of 220 is nothing but 20 and 2. This is the extra. The extra 2 I got from my mom because of the changing of the dialogue. That is what? 22 is given by my mom. Let's come to the concept of compound interest. What is the difference between simple interest and compound interest, and what actually compound interest is? So now, in the previous story, when my mom and dad told me the same dialogue, that is what I will give you the exactly 10% of the amount that you having in the pocket. The dialogue is given by my father, and when I go to my mom told me the same thing. I will give you exactly 10% of the money that you had before the father will give you any money. So that is what? 200. So my mom and dad both are giving 20 each, 20 and 20, right? So the same thing happens when we are talking about simple interest. You had any amount as a principal like 200. After 1 year, bank will give you, if the interest rate is 10% per year, or if it is calculated annually, the interest is for the first year that is 20 rupees, and for the second year it is 20. So after 2 years you will have only 240 rupees, right? But the thing is what, if I talk about in the case of compound interest, everything is same, 10% calculated annually. Here is a twist. For the first year, like after 1 year, bank give you 10% interest on your principal amount, and that is what exactly. But after that year, bank cannot calculate it. The bank cannot calculate it, the amount or the interest on these 200, because after 1 year the principal amount is now 220. It is nothing but the money I had after giving my after my father gave me. Understand? So this 220 rupees is the principal amount right now. So now if bank gives me the amount as an interest, that is the bank has to calculate the interest on 220. So 10% of 220 is nothing but the extra 22 rupees. So the difference is what? Only 2 rupees. And that's the different amount between compound interest and simple interest. Simple interest, your principal amount is always constant, but in the compound interest, your principal amount keeps on changing after 1 year. Because if you have the principal amount for the beginning, and after 1 year, the amount you achieved, the entire amount you achieve, that will be the principal amount for the next year. And for the another year, it will be the amount you got from the next year, it will be the principal amount for the next. This is a cycle. You understand what I am trying to say? Keeps on changing the principal amount. So that is what the difference between the simple. You can do this by that formula also. That is P 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. Yes. So P in bracket 1 plus R by 100 to the power n. You know P is what? P is the principal amount, R is the rate of interest. Your rate of interest can be calculated annually, half yearly, quarterly. Got it? Also monthly. And n is the number of years. Your P is what? 200 in our case. R is what? 10 in our case. Here is the explanation. If your principal amount is 200 rupees and your R is equals to 10%, which is calculated annually, not quarterly, not half yearly, not monthly. If your P is 200 rupees, if your R is 10%, and if your N, that means the number of years is 2 years, then what you need to do to find out the exact amount. The formula, what is the formula of amount? Formula of amount is equals to 1 plus, sorry, here is P plus 1 by R by 100 to the power N, right? So this is a formula here. So in our case, what is P? P is nothing but 200. 1 plus, what is R? R is nothing but the 10%. So 100 square. Understand? So that is 200 into, I am explaining in detail, so that is why I go into that matter. 200 into 110 by 100 square. That means 200 into 110 into 100. So if you're doing like this, what you have, this is nothing but 242. It is 11 into 11, 121. 11 into 11 goes to 121. So 121 into 2, that means 242. That is 242 is your answer. Here it is. So 242 is not the interest, it is the amount. Here it is A. So what is A? A is nothing but the amount after 2 years. So if you want to determine the interest amount, that is what? So simple interest is equals to the amount minus principal amount. So you have that amount 242 minus 200 is equals to 42 rupees. So 42 is the interest. You can't find out the interest by that formula. This is the formula of the compound, not interest, but it is the formula of amount. Okay, so if you want to find out the formula of compound interest in that way, like compound interest is equals to, first you have to determine the amount. So it is a P 1 plus R by 100 N minus again P. Okay, so it's easy, right? So it is a formula of amount and it is nothing but the principal. So the compound interest is amount minus principal. 242 minus 200 equals to 42 rupees. So now again the differences. The formula we had in the simple interest, that is what? PRT by 100, and this is a formula of only interest, simple interest. But this is the formula of not the interest but the entire amount. So if you want to determine what is the amount of compound interest, so CI is equals to the A minus P. A is the total amount you achieved, that is what? 242, and principal amount is what? 200. So 242 minus 200, that is 42, is your interest. That is the basic introduction video of the compound interest, to just make you a little competent on the concept. We will be going definitely into the problems, difficult problems and the tricky questions we will solve. Thank you very much.